Welcome to the first video in what I think will be a 45 episode exploration into the world of stagecraft. My name is Professor Levy. I spent almost 20 years in the regional theater world in the United States as a technical director working for regional theaters along the East Coast. I also was a professor of technical theater at Norfolk State University for 4 years. Stagecraft is the implementation and realization of the different design fields, those being scenery, lights, sound, and costumes. At the end of this course, I want students to be able to walk away with the knowledge and ability to work in a university-level scene shop with minimal supervision, and also to have the skills necessary to be able to land a job as an intern at a summer theater. At the very beginning of this course, I want to emphasize the need for safety, communication, and proper attire. What we're going to do next is go over the syllabus. I want to note that the topics covered here are not exhaustive and may expand or contract. The first section is understanding lumber and its dimensionality. We will explore the different types of lumber used in scenic construction, their properties, and the reasons that we use them. We will discover the difference in how we talk about lumber and its actual dimensions in real life. We will have a thorough examination of why this matters and how to implement it in the construction of scenery. Then we will talk about understanding shop math and its importance. We will delve into everyone's favorite subject, math. We will attempt to simplify and demystify math and make its use in the scene shop more approachable. We will highlight the importance and use of fractions, explaining why and how they are used in the shop. As part of this exploration, we will delve into the tape measure, how it's set up, how to use it, and why it's important. The next section will cover construction techniques, this being screws versus pneumatics. We will discuss the different methods for joining scenery together: nails, screws, bolts, and pneumatics. We will talk about why we would pick each type, the benefits and advantages, and the disadvantages of each of these. The next section is safety. We will go in depth into safety in the shop. We will cover topics such as how to dress and why, the use of personal protective equipment or PPE, why it's important and what might happen if you don't use it. We will discuss how to move heavy, tall, or awkward scenery, how to move ladders, and situational awareness, and much more. The next section would cover power tools and handheld tools. We will analyze the difference between a handheld tool and a power tool. We'll illustrate when to use handheld versus power tools and why. Then we will move into stationary versus portable power tools. In this section, we will delve into the difference between the two. We will illustrate when and why to use them, the benefits and the downfalls of each. From here, we move into a more practical area of the syllabus. Building a platform and their parts is the first section we will cover. We will discuss the terminology of building a platform and the different components that comprise one. This is an important section because the terms we use in building platforms are the same terms we use in building flats. We will show the different methods here for making platforms, the pros and cons of each. Steel platforms, 2x4 platforms, and 1x6 platforms. We'll also talk a little bit about stress-skinned platforms. We'll talk about all of these, why they are different to each other, why one is better or worse. There's no right answer, it all depends on situation. The next section we will cover here is building a theatrical flat and its parts. Again, flat construction takes its terminology from platform construction or vice versa. We will analyze the different kinds of theatrical flats, Broadway and Hollywood. We will illustrate how they're built and the terminology involved in building them and their parts. We will evaluate when to build a specific kind of theatrical flat over the other, their uses, their benefits, and their downfalls. The next section is important on how to read shop drawings. This section will be dedicated on how to read them, why and how we use shop drafting, and why this skill is important. The next section that would be covered is stage directions and parts of the stage. This is basic and should already have been covered in an intro to theater class, but is extremely important in installing scenery. We will cover the importance of